how true is not enough.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So I have to start off by just giving a massive thank you to everyone who's been subscribed to the channel and to everyone that's helped me get to this point. Yesterday was officially the day that we hit 10,000 subscribers, and I can't tell you guys how thrilled I am about that and how long I've been waiting and trying to accomplish this goal. So obviously a massive thank you to all of you guys. I couldn't have done it without you, and the amount of support that you guys show me on this channel is just unreal, and it's the reason that I keep going and keep posting videos. So before I get into this video, I am going to be doing a Q&A. I just want to talk about kind of what's going on for the next week or so. So I'm going to be really busy with school. I actually have 3 midterms coming up in a few days. So it's unlikely that I'm going to get to posting more than maybe one other video before those midterms on the weekend. So I apologize in advance that there won't be much tutorial content coming out, but after that weekend, I'm done with the busyness of school. I'm done midterm season or whatever you want to call it. And then I'll be getting right back into regular uploads, and we'll be getting right back on track. So hopefully you guys can bear with me on that. So starting this video, I just want to say, like, you guys ask me a ton of questions and I get the same questions all the time. So I'm going to start responding to those ones, and then I kind of go through some other questions that I get really commonly and just answer those for you. So one of the first questions I get all the time, and it's a really simple answer, is how old are you? Now, I cannot tell you guys how many times, like almost a day, I get this question, at least once a day. So the answer to that is 18, and a bit more context, 18 years old, right? And I'm in computer science, first year university, because that's also another question that goes along with it. Are you in school? Are you doing this professionally? Whatnot. So I'm by no means a professional programmer or computer scientist. I am still learning just like you guys, but I love to share my knowledge online and to help out people that were at some point in my position learning and getting better with computers and whatnot. Okay, so the next question is, how many programming languages do you know, and what is your favorite programming language? Now, I used to know quite a few back when I was learning, like when I was like 12 or 13, so I'll go through them quickly, but right now the only ones I'm really comfortable programming in would be C#, Java, and Python, and then maybe a bit of Swift. But essentially when I started, I knew HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. That was kind of like one stage of programming, all the web development kind of stuff. And then I moved into C#, where I just kind of did C# for about a year. And then I did Python, and then a bit of Swift because I was working on some apps. And then I did Python, and now, or sorry, not Python, Java, which I'm doing for my computer science courses right now in school. But Python is by far my favorite programming language. It's super powerful and super simple, and I can write scripts in Python faster than I can write them in anything else. And in some cases, they're even more effective and more efficient than other languages. So that answers that question. Okay, so another question that I get a amazing amount of times is, how do I learn programming? Or I just started learning programming. What are my next steps? What should I do? Now, I've said this a million times, maybe not in a formal video, but just in comments. But the number one thing to do is to program. A lot of people get stuck up by trying to learn syntax and trying to learn like the formalities of a language before really working on any projects. That is by no means what I did to learn programming. I learned like the very basics, just enough to the point where I was comfortable making my own project or my own program. And then what I did is I just learned. And you guys would see, like on the stream, for example, that I did the 24-hour stream, I didn't know how to do a lot of the stuff that I was doing. I had some kind of an idea, but what I was doing was I was looking it up, I was asking for help, going on the internet, and that's essentially the best way to learn, is because when you're doing projects, you're going to find really quickly the things you understand and things you don't understand, and then you're able to kind of look at the things that you're having trouble with, learn those, or you also run into issues that you never would have seen by simply reading, let's say, a book on programming or going to a website. Now, if you're an absolute beginner, obviously that can be kind of intimidating trying to just go work on a project. So I definitely recommend, checking out some YouTube videos or doing like maybe an online course, and just doing that for like a week or two and getting the basics of programming, understanding fundamentals, and then start working on small projects. Maybe go back, learn a bit more, another small project, and really project is all I have to say. Do your own thing, code things that interest you, because that is the best way to learn, and that's what I've done, and that's how I've gotten to the point that I'm at right now. Okay, so the next question, this one isn't as commonly asked, but I figured I'd answer it because I think it's pretty interesting, is what is the most difficult part of programming or of coding? Now, obviously this is going to vary depending on each person. Some people will probably tell you it's a syntax, some, like, it really depends. For me, I would definitely say getting stuck on a problem and something especially that you think you should be able to do. And I say this just because I recently did that 24-hour live stream. You guys can check that out on the channel. But I was realizing pretty quickly that the most frustrating part was when you run into a problem that just stumps you and you can't get past it. And especially for me, I'm a little bit selfish and I don't want to just move on. I want to try to fix the problem. And when you keep looking at the same problem for so long without having a fresh perspective on it, it can be really frustrating. And that's one of the things that I was getting frustrated with as well on the stream was I wasn't really making any progress. For about an hour or two, I would just be stuck on the same problem and I wasn't moving anywhere. For that 2 hours, I essentially had done nothing except figured out why my code didn't work, right? So you could say that's something, but I think that's maybe one of the hardest parts is going maybe days or hours without really getting anything done and just trying to figure things out. And if you're not mentally strong, I want to say, it is quite difficult to do. And I mean, I'm sure you guys probably ran into similar issues where you run into a bug that just really frustrates you and all you want to do is either fix it or just give up on it. And that's one of probably the hardest parts of programming is dealing with running into issues where you think everything should be working, but it's just not. Okay, so now I'm just kind of taking questions from the live stream that I did a few days ago. I just asked people, ask me a bunch of questions and I answered them on there, but I'll answer them again here. Someone asked me, what are my thoughts on my computer science classes? Are they difficult? That's very hard to answer because it's going to depend person, school. But for me personally, my computer science classes are very straightforward. They are getting a bit more complicated now, like a few algorithms and data structures, but nothing too advanced or that I'm not capable of handling. I personally don't go to many computer science classes because I know most of the concepts they're teaching, and I find it's a lot better for me when I'm practicing those concepts to just be at home and, work on what I need to work on rather than listening to a prof and maybe he's trying to teach it in a way where other people don't know the concepts already, whereas I'm just kind of reinforcing my learning. So I would say they're very straightforward, at least for first year. My introduction to computing class I had last semester was just Python, super straightforward. Like videos on my channel are way more advanced than a lot of the stuff they did on there. And now the, Computing 2, which is Java, is a bit more advanced, but nothing too complicated. We're just moving into stacks right now. So we did queue-based algorithms, now we're doing stacks. And I forget what else we're doing for the rest of the semester, but pretty straightforward. Okay, so next question, and I'm kind of just formulating this in a general question that I get asked a lot is, are you a software developer? Do you do this for a living? Is YouTube a full-time gig for you? Most of you should know this is not by any means a full-time gig. I'm by no means a software developer. Some of you might try to argue that, but I don't consider myself a software developer or a professional programmer. It's just something I like to do and have a passion for. YouTube is not a full-time thing whatsoever. I'm a full-time student. That is my priority, but YouTube is something that I do as a hobby and I kind of consider a part of my day now. You know what I mean? When I wake up, part of my day is slotted to doing YouTube, part of it's to school, part of it's going to class. So I just love doing YouTube videos. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. You guys know that this doesn't make me that much money. And I don't do it obviously for the money. That being said though, if you guys would like to help me out and to support the channel, you guys could go to my Patreon link in the description. And by simply just donating $1 a month, that really shows me a tremendous amount of support. And if you guys can afford that and you get a lot of value out of my content, I would really appreciate that. Okay guys, so I'm going to start wrapping up the video now. Obviously, I want to give another massive thank you to everyone that's helped me out, everyone that's subscribed to the channel, that comments, that likes. It really does mean the world to me. This is a massive accomplishment for me. And I'm really excited to be at this number, but I do have to say, this is just the beginning of Tech with Tim. I have so many new plans, so many things planned for the future, and I'm really excited to see where the channel goes, and I think you guys should be as well. That being said, quick kind of just what's going to be going on in the future and some videos I'm going to be trying. I want to know your feedback on them. Essentially, you might notice I'm actually recording with a brand new camera right now. So yesterday, right when I hit 10K, I actually went over to the store and I decided to buy myself a brand new camera and lens. I'll put the specs for it in the description if you care to see what it is. But essentially, this means now that I have a high quality recording thing that camera. I can actually do videos where I'm recording more of myself, so face-to-face videos like this. I can also do videos where I record my PC setup or physical things in real life, maybe a day in the life. So let me know what you guys think about that, and if there's any videos that you'd specifically like to see that maybe aren't tutorial content and maybe more just about me or my life or whatnot. I do want to try to do like maybe a video using this camera a week. That's kind of the goal right now. We'll see where it takes us and what it looks like. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Another massive thank you to everyone, and I will see you guys again in the next video.